We saw this movie that was pretty good. It had a good soundtrack, so I like it. But it was a movie where it was about a couple that was about to have their first child. And they were excited, they were ready to go, and then some plans changed, and they had to figure out where they wanted to raise this kid. Where in the continental United States did they want to raise this child? And so the movie was pretty much them going all over the place, trying to find the perfect place to raise this child. And their first couple of times, they weren't that successful. They found out that relatives and friends were very annoying and didn't have the same parenting techniques or anything like that. But then eventually they found friends that they liked and they liked to be around. But then they even went further, and they found the perfect place for them to raise this child that they were soon to have. But the premise of this movie, as I was watching it, as I was reflecting on it, was really this idea that what they wanted, that what they were searching for was joy. Was joy, actually a deep joy of where they... Whoa, there we go. Joy. It'll make you clean. But we're going to talk about joy today. We're going to talk about a deep joy. Maybe a deep clean. But I don't know. I wonder if I'll get any advertisement for money from this. Anyway. But no, we're talking about joy and a deep joy. And these individuals, they wanted to bring this child into this world and bring it into a place where they would have a deep joy. A deep joy as a family as they grew closer, that this child would love where this child grew up. And so I was reflecting on that and then realizing that we are creatures. We are people who like joy. We like to have joy in our lives. There's things that we do that we just love and that we know will bring joy to us. And so we go out of our way in a lot of things. We try to get things that cause joy to happen in our lives. We do things with the intention that joy will come after them. And so it's a strong emotion in our lives. It's strong and it's powerful, and it's something that guides us in many ways. A deep joy is something that allows us to feel like we fit in, that we have value, and we have a point in life. I think when we have joy, we realize that we enjoy going to work. We enjoy building a project that we know there's going to be something come out of it. We enjoy doing things that will help other individuals, and we find joy in that. And so we like that. We like that in our lives. We like that we can have this shape our lives and be who we are, people who are pursuing joy. But then we also recognize that life can become joyless really quick. There are things that we can do, choices that we can make that can start taking us down paths that we didn't want to go down. We can all of a sudden feel like the job security that we once had is not there anymore. Or we can feel that there are things just spinning out of control all around us, causing us to feel that we can't be in control, which causes us not to have any joy in our life. And so it's pretty interesting to think that how quickly we can have joy in our lives, but also in turn how quickly we can be joyless people in this life as well. And so right now I want to try something. I want to see if you guys are with me. I hope you're more interactive than the kids up this morning. So I don't know. But anyway, here, I want to try something with you. Okay, let's all pretend that for some strange reason, our church, probably because it's great, got free tickets to the Super Bowl at the Lucas Oil Stadium. Well, let's just pretend that we all, for some freak accident, we were able to figure this out, and so we all have tickets, and we're all going down to the Super Bowl. And we luck out because it's not just in Indianapolis, the Super Bowl, but also the Colts make the Super Bowl. And here we are, we're all sitting on the 50-yard line watching this game because somehow we got these great tickets, and we're all together, and we're pretty much sitting in the same order. We're all here, and then they're all in the back, and so we're all, so if you want to start changing where you sit, closer to the field. And so anyway, we're all set up like this, and we're all there, and we're watching the game, and for some reason, the Colts are down. And that's hard to imagine. But the Colts are down. And there's 5 seconds left in the game. And the Colts are just trying to score. They're down by 5 points. 5 seconds left in the game. And then Peyton Manning takes the ball, and he drops back. And we're all on, right now we're probably a little intense right now. We're really not sure what we're going to do here. And he drops back and he's scrambling, which isn't a pretty picture when Peyton Manning has to scramble. And so he's running around, and then all of a sudden he sees Reggie Wayne in the back of the end zone, and he just throws the ball, and they score. All the time's gone. And how do you react? If the Colts just won the Super Bowl, how do you react? Yeah, that's how we react. Now that was some joy. I just felt that joy, that a rejoicing of what just happened. See, we like that. We like that joy. Maybe I could have also used the example of you just got the last ticket for the Harry Potter movie at the midnight thing. What's the reaction there? Okay, I don't know. But anyway, but we get excited about stuff, and we like that. We like that little intense thing in our stomach that's going on, those butterflies, and then we like the release and let us be joyful. We love that. We love that. We hang on to that. We like those experiences in our life. And sometimes we can recognize that these things that bring us joy are great and are wonderful, but in essence, they're very shallow. The things that we want to have and we want to pursue, football is great. The Colts are great. But really, it's just a game. Cars, they're just cars. We have clothes, but they're just clothes. These things that bring us joy. There's not much more to it. They're great things. They're great things and they bring us joy, but in essence, we're looking for a deeper joy. That joy where we have value. That joy that we have a purpose in this life. That joy where we feel like we have contributed to this world with our life. And so we want that deep joy. We want that deep joy. And I think a reason that we have that deep joy in our life is that He loves being joyful. He loves rejoicing. We see here in John where it states this, verse 11 in John 15. It says, I have told you this so that my joy, the joy that God has, my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. We see here in this verse that joy is definitely a characteristic, is definitely an attribute of God. That joy is a characteristic of God. That God likes to rejoice in what He does. If we think back to Genesis, we think back that God was well pleased with what He had created. He rejoiced. He was joyful. He had joy in His life. But then we see in this verse that this joy that God has, He wants us to have it. He wants us to be a joy-filled people as well. He wants us to be complete. And for us to be complete, that means we need to have joy in our life. And so we recognize that God has joy. And so then we try to figure out, how do we have a deep love, deep joy in Jesus Christ? How do we have that? And if we look at our scripture verse today, 1 Peter 1, we see this. Though you have not seen Him, you love Him. So we're talking about faith here. Though you have not seen Him, you love Him. And even though you do not see Him now, you believe in Him and are filled with an inexpressible and glorious joy. For you are receiving the end result of your faith, the salvation of your souls. Let's read that one more time, Dard. Though you have not seen Him, you love Him. And even though you do not see Him now, you believe in Him and are filled, because of this faith, you are filled with an inexpressible and glorious joy. For you are receiving the end result of your faith, the salvation of your soul. All right. So this joy that we have, this deep joy that we need to have, is based on understanding that through Christ we are given salvation. Through Christ we are given the gift of grace and mercy and peace, and we are given a life that can be part of God's kingdom right now.